Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC Middleweight Champion of the World, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Combat Sports UK YouTube channel. And as you can see, I am joined by your boy, Eryk Anders. Eryk, how are you, mate? Thanks for coming on the show.
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for having me.
No, you're welcome, mate. It's very tempting to go full Bruce Buffer on your boy. A great nickname. What's the origins of your boy? Where's that nickname come from? I've always wondered.
Man, it's just kind of where I talk, like help your boy out, let your boy borrow $5, stuff like that. And my old roommate back in the day kind of just started calling me, well, your boy asked for this, or your boy needs that. And it just kind of stuck.
And do you get kind of an extra buzz when Bruce comes out with that? Do you kind of think, yeah, I'll get Bruce Buffer to yell out your boy?
Yeah, of course, I think anybody, regardless of what your name is, Bruce does such a great job of hyping everybody up, the crowd, the fighters, and himself. I don't know if you ever catch him in between fights or whatever, he's always, jumping up and down and kind of getting in the zone and stuff. So Bruce is definitely one of the best hype men of all time.
Yeah, too right, mate. And a huge congratulations to you. I saw you've got promoted to black belt recently, earlier in January. Just talk us through that journey and kind of earning your black belt.
Yeah, I think it's the goal. Anytime you do any kind of like martial art and anything with a belting system, you want to achieve the highest level possible. So yeah, it's I've been training for about 12, 13 years. And to be honest, I probably could have got it sooner, but I don't train so much with the gi on. But do train with the gi on, but just a few times a week. So I love competing, and I think, when I'm done fighting, I'll coach. So I think it's like just something on your resume, like black belt, world champion, blah, blah, things like that. So it's just like another rung on the ladder, if you will.
Yeah, and you tend to compete quite a bit in grappling as well. I mean, you're coming off the win against Kyle Dalkis. Is that something, maybe once the MMA career kind of dies down a little, is that something you're looking to go into a bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Jiu-jitsu and grappling is something I think that I could do forever. Just because, how many hits to the head can you possibly take? You know what I mean? That's got to come to an end at some point. But yeah, I love jiu-jitsu. It's the first thing I started when I got into martial arts. So even when I'm not doing, I'll teach, coach, and, compete in that as well.
Yeah, we talk about kind of getting hit in the head and hitting people in the head. You're coming up against Jamie Pickett on the 2nd of March. This was scheduled to be the Saudi Arabia card. I saw you were a bit disappointed that you couldn't rechristen yourself Eryk Mohammed. So we're going into the Apex, I believe. How much are you looking forward to this fight and getting back into the octagon?
Yeah, it's almost been a year since I fought by the time that fight comes around. Coming off an injury, so I've been anxious and chomping at the bit to get back in there and fight. So, now we get to knock the rust off, get in there, and hopefully get out of there injury free and on to the next.
Yeah, that's definitely always the goal. I mean, like you said, you kind of you fought Barrio last time out. What are your reflections on that fight? How do you feel like it kind of went from your perspective, and what did you really learn and pick up from it?
It's difficult to win a fight with one foot, one leg, Barriot's a good fighter. He was on a run, had a really good fight with Action Man, Chris Curtis, and lost a close decision. So, he's definitely getting a lot better and moving in the right direction. I think that move to kill Cliff was, a really good thing for him to do because, obviously he's getting better and better. So it was a fun fight. He's a tough, gritty dude. And, it was cool to get in there and have that kind of fight with him.
Yeah, let's go into this Jamie Pickett matchup. I mean, you look at it kind of skill for skill, and it weighs up to be a banger on the feet. Is that kind of how you're anticipating it to be?
That's how all my fights are, So I don't see why this one would be any different. It just depends how much he can take.
And do you think, you're both, your significant strike numbers, both of you are really on the high end, and so are your strikes absorbed. Are you thinking that your power is going to be kind of the deciding factor in your ability to kind of really get in there and get those head strikes in on him?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty durable, so you know, um, I can wear it a little bit. I can give it. I'm not sure how much he can give. How much he can take.
Hmm.
I can wrestle too. It's not just that I get in there and brawl. I can kind of do it all. So um, I'm not, married to the striking. So, I'll go in there and get it done however it needs to get done.
Yeah, and that durability, like you mentioned there, it's always something. Whenever I've watched your fights, there's always that never quit attitude, and that's something I really admire about your fighting style. You go in there and you really do give it absolutely everything. Do you think Jamie's gonna look to try and test that? Like, how do you anticipate his game plan kind of coming up against you?
I have no idea. You know, um, I don't know. I think he don't deal so well with forward pressure. And that's
Hmm.
what I do. Is move forward, and press the action and the pace. So maybe he's making adjustments. I assume he is. So I'm just assuming that I face the best Jamie Pickett that Jamie Pickett has available. Um, so yeah, I expect to go in there. Of course, I'd be ready to fight for 15 minutes, but I don't get paid by the hour, so I'm trying to get in, get out, and hit the club. You know what I mean?
And try and get that bonus as well. You're always
Yeah, of
looking out for the
course.
bonus. So in a perfect world, is that how you'd like it to go down? First round KO, in, out, job done?
Yeah, of course. With the way I fight, my fighting style, the longer the fight goes, the more injuries I seem to leave the fight with.
Hmm.
So broke my foot the last one. Fight before that, I got hurt. So looking to get in, get out, and make my money, and hopefully I turn around quickly and fight again soon.
Yeah, that's the hope, man. That's the hope. And were you looking at that kind of thinking, oh man, I wish I could have gone to Saudi. Like it would have been cool to make that trip. Or are you just thinking, nah, I'll do my job in Vegas. Like, what were your thoughts when it got turned around?
I mean, it is what it is. Obviously it's like a much shorter flight. A lot less adjustments. I'll be home.
Hmm.
I won't be gone from home for as long. So it's cool. It's whatever. I would have loved to gone to Saudi Arabia, found me a princess, and you know, uh, live happily ever after. You know what I mean? But that I won't be the case, and I'll have to show up on Monday after the fight and start training for the next one.
Yeah, I think the only downside, it would have been quite difficult to find a proper nightclub for you to celebrate in afterwards, right?
Oh man, I've been in somebody's palace. It's been all good.
But yeah, you mentioned that kind of trying to get a quick turnaround after this fight, not pick up any injuries. Even in the UFC since 2017, man, like that's a really impressive run. How do you kind of look back on your career so far, and what goals do you really have for the future? How do you see yourself progressing in the UFC?
I like to win these last 4 fights and ride off into the sunset off a win. So I'll do what I can to make that happen. Um,
Hmm.
so I know the UFC is going back to Brazil in May. I'm pretty sure. So if I can
Mm.
go out there and make short work at Jamie Pickett, it'd be nice to go there and to fight in Brazil, which is pretty much I consider my second home.
Yeah,
So it would be great.
no, that would be great. And like you said, last four fights, right into the sunset, as you mentioned, you kind of wanted five more. The picture at the moment in middleweight is really interesting. It's a super active division. Should everything go well against Pickett, who do you like? Who appeals to you? Who would you be looking at as kind of picking up as a next fight or moving forward?
Um, I think that Dusko kid would be a fun one. I think he's Croatian or Serbian.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. Just off the top of my head, that's the first one that popped into my head. Um, he's not like a top tier guy, but at the same time, like people know who he is. got some good wins. Coming a loss. I think his last. I don't remember his last fight. I know that he fought.
Oh, you're cutting a little bit.
But, yeah, his last fight, he's got like a.
I'm losing you a little
Dallas,
bit,
the
mate.
kickboxer.
There we go. I think we're back. Kickboxing.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of that Dusko kid's last fight. The last fight I remember seeing, he fought the black kid from Dallas. Chitty Bang Bang, whatever his name is.
So that will be a good one.
Anyways, yeah, I would like to fight him. See what he got going on. But usually, if you fight in Brazil or you fight in another country, you got to fight somebody from that country. So
that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah, sure. So I don't know. There's no Brazilians that come out the top of my head. I'm kind of tired of fighting them, man. I think half my UFC fights have been against Brazilians. So I'd like to fight. I'd like to fight a non-Brazilian in Brazil for once.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know.
I could be the Brazilian. So we'll see what's up, though.
That could be a lot of fun. And did you get to check out DDP and Strickland? What did you make of that fight? If you managed to catch it?
To be honest, I thought Strickland won, but it's like you can't be mad with either decision because but I think Strickland had like double the significant strikes, and Duplessis only had like 3 minutes of ground control time. So how do you weigh that out? Yeah, I thought Strickland won, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, when you say that with a significant strike, as a big striker yourself, do you put more value on, yes, the jab, more of those jabs, or more of the less of the bigger shots, so to speak, like your overhands and things like that?
What's a significant strike? What do they consider a significant strike?
Exactly.
So is a significant strike just a flush shot, a flush punch or kick? Is it? I thought in boxing it was anything other than a jab, but it's like maybe it's just a clean shot. So I'm not even sure how or what they describe as a significant strike. So, but if you look at Duplessis' face and then you look at Sean Strickland's face after the fight, it looks like one of them was in a fight and the other wasn't. Once you wipe all the blood away and give the man his stitches or whatever, he didn't seem too marked up or nothing like that. So, I could see how they gave some of those rounds to Duplessis, but again, I just think that Strickland won.
All right, then, man. Listen, a couple of more things from me before I let you get off for the rest of your day. Something that jumped out at me, and I actually shouted at the TV screen, is Cobra Kai. When you popped up in Cobra Kai, I was like, that's your boy. That's Eryk Anders. How on earth did that come around? That was totally out of the blue for me.
Well, they the stunt director at the time was the stunt coordinator for another movie that they filmed in Birmingham, and they used our gym as a to like practice their stunts and stuff. Our gym right here down the street. And so I got and then they put a bunch of us, a bunch of the fighters from the gym, because it was a fighting movie, in the movie as extras and stuff. So I just developed a relationship with him, and they needed a, big Mexican looking fella. And I guess I look Mexican enough to fill that role. So he thought of me, threw my name in the hat, and I got the part.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I remember being sat there going, well, that's your boy. That was a cool scene. And just last thing for me, man, I mean, you posted again on your Instagram a little while ago with your son competing. I mean, how much pride does that give you to kind of see? And I mean, do you have any reservations about them competing in martial arts and things like that?
Well, he wrestles, I think it's great that he wrestles. I think that all kids should wrestle and do jujitsu and things like that, just because it doesn't allow you to hide from yourself. You know what I mean? Wrestling, I think, is like the hardest thing ever. and you can be dominant, but then eventually you're going to run up on somebody who is better than you. And, that happened to him, He was getting a little cocky, you know what I'm saying, feeling himself. And I feel that, like, there has to be a certain level of confidence and, borderline arrogance when you go do combat sports. But, man, he ran up on this other kid and, got thrashed. It wasn't even a competition. And kind of brought him back down to earth a little bit. So I just think, like, there's a lot of people who think, have this perception of themselves that ain't the reality. You know what I mean? But I think, it's very humbling, and there'd be a lot less assholes in the world if everybody wrestled. You know what I mean? And got beat up a time or two. Not like, when I say beat up, I'm not like somebody like punched in the face and like beat up, but like, somebody holds you on the ground against your will in a controlled environment. Like, you're trying to win, you're trying to get up, but you can't. You know what I mean? So you understand, like, yo, there's people out here that'll fuck me up. Like, if you look at fighters, for the most part, they're a lot of them are good people. You know what I mean? They're humble because, they get in fights every day at the gym. They train every day in the gym. They get beat up. They get body slammed. They get all these things, humbling things happen to them. So they're, pretty down to earth people. The ones who aren't like already a little loco. You know what I mean? So they know what's up. But not everybody knows that, especially young men, young males. They don't know that. They've never been exposed to themselves. So, going back to your question, yes, I love that he does that because I like wrestling. I like to watch him compete, one-on-one. I like to watch him play football too. I like to watch my other kid wrestle or play basketball and soccer and things. But there's just something about wrestling that I think is just different from the other sports. It's not a team, like it is a team sport in the fact that, like, you need training partners, you need, other people to like cheer you on and help you get ready for your next match. But when it's time to compete, it's you and only you that's out there. Your coach can scream and give you instruction all he wants, but it's up to you to go out there and perform. And, I'm just glad that he has fun with it. He likes it. He loves it. It's probably his best sport, I think. So, yeah, of course, I'm excited when my kids do good in anything, but, he won it all this past weekend. So, for sure proud dad.
No, congrats to him. Congrats to you as a proud dad as well. Listen, I'll throw over to you for the last word, mate. Any shout outs or any sponsors you want to shout out? We've already had kind of your prediction for the fight, but go ahead.
Yeah, just get at me, follow me, support me. All social media is at Eryk Anders. Appreciate the love and support, and love you guys back.
All right, awesome. So that was your boy Eryk Anders taking on Jamie Pickett on the 2nd of March. So we're really looking forward to your fight on behalf of everyone at Combat Sports UK. The best of luck, mate, and obviously the best of luck to your boys as well with the various sports that they do. Thank you so much for your time, Eryk. We appreciate you.
All right, thank you. You have a great one.
Cheers, man.